We used to believe the internet was free, open, universal, same access, same rules, everywhere. But what if that was never really true? And what if, right now, one country is quietly reshaping the entire system behind the screen? Not with soldiers, not with speeches, but with algorithms, infrastructure, and artificial intelligence. This isn't just about censorship. It's about control through design. Welcome to the rise of China's AI, and how it's quietly rewriting the rules of the internet itself. In this video, we'll uncover how China's AI isn't just shaping the internet inside its borders. It's shaping your internet too. From platforms like TikTok and WeChat to behind-the-scenes algorithmic censorship and behavioral conditioning, we'll break down how China is quietly embedding influence into the digital platforms billions use every day. This isn't just tech, it's strategy, built into code, protocols, and infrastructure. And here's the most unsettling part. It's not theory, it's already working. For decades, the vision was simple. One internet, shared by all, governed by openness. But that vision is fading. China is building its own version of the internet, and it plays by very different rules. A parallel ecosystem with its own platforms, like WeChat, Douyin, and Baidu. Its own control mechanisms, including real name registration, real-time censorship, and mass behavioral tracking. And now, its own AI models, not built for freedom, but for alignment with state goals. This isn't just a firewall, it's an entirely different architecture, designed to manage, monitor, and mold society. One internet? Not anymore. We're entering an era of many internets, and China's version is spreading. This isn't the old-school Great Firewall that simply blocks websites. This is Great Firewall 3.0, powered by artificial intelligence. No more blunt force censorship. No need to ban content directly. Instead, Chinese platforms use real-time sentiment analysis to detect how you feel, virality prediction to control what spreads, behavioral nudging algorithms to steer your attention and your emotions. You're not stopped, you're guided. No alarms, no warnings, just a gentle algorithmic push until you think what you're supposed to think, without realizing it was ever a choice. Let's look at a real-world example of two internets. Same app, different intentions. Douyin in China versus TikTok in the rest of the world. On Douyin, users under 14 are limited to 40 minutes per day, with feeds full of science, patriotism, and education. On TikTok, users get endless scroll, viral memes, dance trends, and algorithm-driven distraction. Same company, same backend, but behind the scenes, two completely different AI models, each designed for a different social outcome. One conditions discipline and learning. The other encourages addiction and attention loss. This isn't random. It's design, subtle, strategic, and algorithmically enforced. That's how China's AI internet rules begin. Not with control panels, but with code. You think you're choosing what to watch, read, or click. But on platforms shaped by China's AI, you're not browsing freely. You're being guided. Behind every video, every article, every recommendation, there's an invisible algorithm making the real decisions, based on priorities you never approved. Stability over curiosity. Harmony over disagreement. The national story over open dialogue. This isn't freedom of information. It's freedom inside a walled garden, a pre-approved path, polished and curated, where every turn is designed to look like choice, but isn't. Here's the bigger concern. China's AI model isn't staying inside China. It's being exported and adopted across Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia, governments are embracing Chinese-style AI systems with a common purpose: preempt public unrest before it begins, silence dissent before it spreads, push positive energy while filtering out criticism. This isn't just about selling servers or software. It's about exporting a philosophy, where control is embedded and obedience is engineered. What we're witnessing isn't just a technology transfer. It's a global shift in digital governance norms. And here's the twist. It's not just authoritarian regimes adopting China's model. Even in the West, where the internet is supposed to be free, we're starting to see the same patterns emerge. YouTube quietly limits monetization on sensitive or controversial topics. Facebook's algorithm downranks independent voices without explanation. TikTok, even outside China, suppresses content based on political triggers. Is it state censorship? Not always, but the effect is the same. Behavior is being shaped, narratives are being filtered, and algorithms, not governments, are deciding what gets seen. Whether they mean to or not, Western platforms are starting to follow a rulebook China helped write. We're no longer living under one internet. We now live between two digital worlds. One is open, unpredictable, fueled by clicks, chaos, and user choice. The other is engineered, carefully structured to guide behavior, optimize emotions, and maintain control. And here's the unsettling truth. The guided version is winning. Why? Because it's faster, it's more stable, it promises security over freedom. And for many governments, that's an easier model to adopt and to sell. This is the age of a dual internet, one that lets you explore and one that decides what's safe to see. Which one will define the future? The answer may not be yours to choose. Let's look beneath the surface. Huawei builds the hardware, the routers, the 5G towers, the cables. Alibaba Cloud stores the data. From financial records to biometric IDs, Chinese AI companies train local moderators, teaching them what to allow and what to flag. And the result? In dozens of countries, the back end of the internet, the infrastructure it runs on, is already made in China. Sure, the platforms still wear local logos. The interfaces speak local languages. But the logic, the filters, the governing code, they're inherited from Beijing. This isn't just exporting technology, it's exporting control, by design. What if the internet you scroll every day was quietly shaping your beliefs? What if the anger you felt was triggered by design? What if the silence around certain issues wasn't coincidence, but code? This isn't a dystopian theory. It's the operating system behind how China's AI-driven internet works, not by forcing you to think a certain way, but by removing the alternatives, not by censoring loudly, but by reprogramming what feels normal. And the most dangerous part? You never noticed it was happening. The free world is finally starting to react. The EU's AI Act aims to set ethical boundaries. The US holds hearings on TikTok, data, and influence. There's growing demand for algorithm transparency and digital accountability. But here's the hard truth. It might already be too late. Because the most powerful form of control today isn't enforced. It's embedded. It doesn't need to censor you. It just needs to design the world where you never ask the wrong questions. You don't need to fear the firewall if the algorithm convinces you the garden is all there is. So here's the final question. When you open your phone, scroll your feed, react, comment, and share, is that freedom or is it training? If everything you see is curated by code, if your emotions are predicted, if your behavior is nudged, are you in control of the algorithm? Or is the algorithm in control of you? AI was built to serve us, but in this new reality, Are you still the user, or have you become the product? The Internet was once imagined as a place of freedom, open, borderless, and equal for all. But China's AI strategy is proving something different. Structure beats freedom, especially when the structure is invisible. This is no longer just a China story. It's a global fork in the road. The world now faces a choice: an Internet that empowers thought, or an Internet that conditions behavior. One connects, the other controls. And the most important truth? The Internet will never go back to what it was, because someone is already rewriting the rules, and that someone is China. In our next episode, we go deeper into the rise of authoritarian AI, where algorithms don't just monitor what you say, they reshape what you believe. This isn't just about censorship, it's about code that governs perception, behavior, and thought. It's called algorithmic authoritarianism. And it's not coming, it's already here. Subscribe now, because the Internet you think you know is already being rewritten.